All right, this was part of my paid program that I used to charge for. I'm giving it away to you for free. Why? Because too many good men are stuck grinding it out, and I'm sick of fake coaches feeding you guys bullshit when you deserve more. This training actually works. Watch it, take notes, and implement it. And if you're serious, join my community, the Brotherhood, or book a call. Everything's down below in the description. Let's get into the training. Let's go. So you've recorded a high quality ad that shows your expertise and connects you with your audience. We've scripted it, recorded it, we've done everything that we need. Now it's time to get that ad out there and start driving traffic to your profile so we can start booking in clients. So in this lesson, what we're going to cover is posting your ad on Instagram, boosting your ad for maximum result, and then setting up the right targeting options to boost the ad. So step number one is, first of all, obviously, we have to post the ad on Instagram. I'm going to get you to upload your video, write a creative caption. Now, what really works with this is you can just put attention, gentlemen in your city. And what works really well, to be honest, you could literally just post your script here, because your script, what you're saying, is a direct reflection of someone who's going to read it. So we want to call out the audience. A little trick here, what you could do is put your script into ChatGPT, turn this script into a IG caption for a ad I'm running, targeting men in whatever your city is. And then be sure to add some emojis to make it pop and stand out. Something like that, very, very simple IG caption inside of ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will give you everything that you need from there. So step number two, once you've posted it, what we want to do, very, very important here, is leave it for a couple of hours to get some organic growth. Probably at this stage, once you've made your post, go ahead and copy the link and post it in the engagement channel so everybody can support you and leave a comment on it to boost the organic growth. Then we can go back 2 hours later and boost the post. Now, what I'm going to do is leave a video for you at the end of this video and show you exactly the walkthrough guide on how to do that. And I will show you all the targeting options as well for step number 3. Rather than going through everything here inside of this document, it's going to be better for me just to jump on and show you how to do that live on the mobile phone. So let's go and do that right now. Okay, so we've jumped on to IG.com on the desktop now. I know I did mention that we can do it on the phone. Now, what I'd highly advise you to do right now is go over to Instagram.com and boost the post through IG.com on the desktop. The reason for that is because if you use an Apple iPhone, if you do it through the application on your phone, Apple are going to take 30% of your ad spend. That's something that's came in this year. They just have control of the market. So the way around that is to come onto Instagram.com on a laptop or a desktop and follow these steps which I'm about to give you now. So let's say, for example, you've got an Android phone. You can go ahead and do this on Android phone, but it's just going to be so much easier if everyone just does it this way. This is going to work out better. Now, go to your profile, scroll down. Obviously, I'm just going to use a random post here. You're going to select the ads that you want to launch. So I'm going to use this, for example. You're going to see this, and then you're going to click boost reel. Very, very easy. And I'm going to walk you through these options on your phone or your computer. It'll be very, very similar. Now, we want to get people to visit your profile. Don't do any of the other messages. And then there is a create your own audience menu. So what we want to do here is we don't want to use Advantage Plus Audience. Get rid of that. Click that off if you have that option. If you don't, just skip it. Now, location is the first thing we want to identify here. So you can use your town or city. So I'm just going to use London, for example, right? Just because that's just going to be easy. So I'm going to go like London. Let's specifically choose Croydon in South London. Croydon, United Kingdom, right? That's a great way to do it. The other way you can do it is if you're at your barbershop. Obviously, I'm not. I'm in Spain right now. And then you can use like up to 10 miles away. You'll understand, obviously, how far away your clients travel to your barbershops. That's a question I've got for you right now on targeting and distance from your location. How far do your clients travel to come to your shop? You should generally know that by the rule of thumb. I say up to 10 miles is okay, kilometers, whatever. If you're going to use this local targeting option, make sure that you are in the barbershop. Otherwise, if you're at home and you live far away, it's going to do the kilometer distance around where you are now. Okay, so I'm just going to use Croydon as the example. And then what we want to do is pick 2 maximum free interests that you know your audience are going to have. So what I like to do, there's 2 ways to run the marketing campaign now and target people. If you know exactly who you're looking for, if you know like 80% of my 80% of my guys that come into the shop interested in golf and football, go ahead and write golf and football, right? Which not bad audience size there. If you don't, I prefer to do it the other way around, which is generally, if you want people to come to your barbershop, you just want people interested in hair. So I like to use hair products, and then it gives you suggested hair care as well. And that's kind of like a very similar audience size as well. Keeping in mind that the average size is only 115K. Now, there is a third option, but this is only really if you want to test the market first. This is the way marketers do it, right? So you can just leave it with absolutely targeting anyone in Croydon within 10 kilometers, and we'll get an audience size of 115K. For this example, I would suggest if it's the first time you're running ads, what I would do is, because your ad account is not warmed up, what I would do is I would use actual interests for targeting. Now, the reason for that is because the more money you spend, what you got to look at is the investment in ads is buying data for your ad account to tell Facebook, I'm going to spend some money with you so you can identify later on throughout the time we're running ads who my target audience is and the people who are paying me money and taking action. So because we're doing the right thing in the ad script, we're calling out the audience, we're specifically speaking to men in a certain area, and we'll get onto that in a minute because that's a whole different ball game there. We can definitely use a couple of interests, and I would suggest creating, like, here we go, hair products and then hair care. Let's just use that as an example. If you know your audience, go ahead and use 2 or 3 interests like football, golf, rugby, cricket, whatever you know your audience is, bought into. You know your demographic age range, so I probably wouldn't go, I mean, people do go up to 60. I like to probably go, if it's me, 20, let's say 20 to 50 years old is probably going to be the general rule of thumb of people. And we know that our original pool of audience size was 115. Now we're at 25K. Not too bad. We can start that at a low budget. You guys are going to be doing this at like 10 to 20 pound a day. And then here's the next thing, right? Is, do we want to put this in front of males and females? Great question. Another question I have for you right now in response to that is, how often do you have a man or a client come in and speak about their wife booking the haircut for them? Oh, my wife booked this haircut. Or if a new client comes in, oh yeah, my wife saw you in online, or my wife saw your Instagram page and she booked me an appointment. Now, what we have to remember is men are very simple creatures. Some of us are very complicated. But generally, I would run this to male and female, just purely the fact that when we're speaking to men, we're going to hit those men, but we also don't want to disregard the women that are online and might go, oh yeah, that barbershop looks cool. Remember, women buy with emotion. So if you've done a great job in your ad at coming across as, taking care of her man, then the woman will go ahead and book with you. So it's down to you. There's a lot of different options. And like I said, I don't have an answer for you specifically, because I'm not in control of Facebook. We have to test these things. So the best way to test things is to go wide straight away and then narrow down. So spend money, see what results we're getting, and then we can narrow down, and then we can increase our ROAS, our return on ad spend, as we move forward. But what I want to make very clear right now is, don't do these ads and think, oh, I'm spending 20, 30, 40 quid in the next 3 or 4 days and I'm going to be a millionaire, because it ain't going to fucking happen. Right. So I want to set the expectation that ideally you need to spend the first £100. Don't even expect to get a client. If you do, fucking great. If you do go and get fucking clients, you will get followers. But if you don't get a client in the first £100, don't turn the ads off and shit your pants and procrastinate. Right? Just keep going. Ads are a long game. It's all about buying data and reading data and then understanding data to make calculated decisions, to tweak things and manipulate the algorithm. So for concept, I have a marketing agency away from this business that spends over between 500 and 750,000 pounds a month for my clients. So some of these ad spend on the accounts that I'm doing, some of them spend £1,000 a day. Some of them spend like £1,000 like nothing. Some of you won't even spend £1,000 a month. Some of you might not even spend £1,000 in 6 months, right? So it is a money game, it is a numbers game, it's a data game. Just keep that in mind, that we're buying data, and there's never no bad ad spend. If we spend money on ads and they don't work, we can always look at the data and make them work, because we know we've got a winning formula with the ad, the script, the way it's edited and recorded. We just need to tweak the audience to get that right. Anyway, back to that kind of boosting this ad now. So I didn't want to carry on too much because you can go deep with ads. So I've used Croydon within 10 miles, used hair care or hair products. And I'm going to target all, because I want to, I think that these ads are great and I think women will do that. So once you've got that, what you want to do is take this number and label these audiences. So as we're testing, because this audience might not work, right? So we might go, right, we've had loads of followers, but it's just the wrong type of people. They're not booking. So now what we need to do is, okay, how can we change that and tweak it? What we're going to do maybe is now we'll change out hair products and hair care, get rid of those interests, and we'll switch over to people interested in golf and football. And that will give us a different audience to put our ad in front of. And then that might work better. So if we've got two audiences, what we need to know is how to identify the ones that work. So we're going to label them correctly. So how we do that is this. Like I said, we're just 25k, and then the little line, we're going to put Croydon, and then 10 miles, which is obviously your location, the distance from it. And we're going to put all, because we're doing all men and women. If it's just men, you just write men. If it's just women, you just write women. And then we'll write interest last. So we put hair products slash hair care. And that's literally how we do it. That's how we set it up. We'll click save. Now we've locked in our audience. We've locked everything in, and that's great. We can see that it's selected here. Perfect. And then we'll move down. And now this important part. Obviously I've got it in Czech crowns. That's the Czech Republic currency where my ad account is locked into. And this is very important too. We want to run the ad until I pause it. We do not want to set the duration. We want to run the ad till I pause it. And then we want to put this minimum £10 a day, which is, for me, is 313 crowns. So I want you to use a budget between 10 and £20 a day. So if you're ready to go, right, okay, I'm just going to spend £100 in the next 5 days, just so I can see the data and what's happening, how many followers are coming in per day, how's the ad performing, giving Facebook some runtime to run the ad and see who's targeting and buy some data, so we can see what results are coming in. Go and put it at £20 a day and let the ad run for 5 days, and obviously keep on touch and on top of all of the new followers that are coming in. If you want to do it a little bit slower and you want to take 10 days and spread it out because you've got a busy week or you can't handle what's coming in, The minimum you need to set this is at £10. Like, ideally, if this ad works, and we'll talk about scaling ads later on in the program, but if this idea works right now, what we're going to be doing is moving the scale. We'll be moving this right up to like £50 a day, because we know once we have the ad working and we've put in X, we run the ad, and this ad gives us Y return. Once we've got that formula and we've got that locked and dialed in, then we can play with the numbers, and we can go, right, instead of putting £5 in and getting £50 out, we can put in £100 and get £5,000 out, or whatever the numbers are, right? So anyway, £10 minimum, £20, £25, however you feel you want to do it. We want to be spending like £100 at least before we do anything, just so we can get some data and look at that, and I'll take a look at that for you. And then, yeah, and then we can make a decision. It's not just, oh, you do this and leave it. It's like you have to keep on top of it. Once we've got some ad spend going through, we'll get all that done and locked in. So, okay, let's do that. And then literally, you're just going to press boost reel. And now it's ads in review. Obviously, I'm not going to run this to people in Croydon. So if you've got a problem with ads, so you can just click add tools here. Right, so obviously I now want to go and delete this ad. So you'll click add tools. Let's say you've made a mistake, right? Let's say you've just gone and made a mistake. All right, so this ad's launching right now. But let's say once it's live, you're going to see like these things coming up here. And then all you're going to do is just going to come in and click delete, and then delete again. Now, one thing I can mention here is if you want to change your audience and you've already boosted it and you've realized, you know what, I spent 100 quid, I ain't really getting the results I want, I need to change one of the variables, like we just said, the interests, then what we can do is you have to come back into this ad tool, delete it, and then reboost it again. Otherwise, it will just tell you to resume ad. And if you need to do that, just contact us and we'll help you with that on the back end. For now, okay, look, cool, that's come up now, so I'm going to delete that ad that I just launched. So that's perfect. So it's pretty quick, very fast. Now let's get the ad launched and start bringing in some new followers who are ready to book your services. Let's go. All right, if you enjoyed that video and found it valuable, don't just watch and bounce. I drop real content every single week that actually helps you scale your business. None of that recycled bullshit that the fake gurus are trying to sell you for a high price. So if you're serious about building a business that runs without you, subscribe so you never miss the next video. Drop a comment down below with what hit hardest and what you're working through right now so I can help you out. And follow me on Instagram at jadams.uk for behind the scenes, mindset, family life, and all the other raw stuff I don't post here. Also, feel free to join my brotherhood community, links in the description, or if you're serious about stepping up, then book a call with me down below to explore joining the Business Owner Builder Elite Program. Let's go, guys. Real men, real business, real growth. I'll see you in the next video.
Let's go.